Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and today we got a bunch of Flissa knives we're gonna check out. Sorry about my mat, guys. My tablecloth is all wrecked up, so I gotta get a new one. I know that pisses you guys off, but let's check out some of these knives. All right, so I think we have two of these, so I'm just gonna bust them both out at the same time. And this is a very affordable company. Their knives are typically between like 18 and 25 bucks, maybe 30 bucks. But, you know, even though they are very affordable, like some of them are hit or miss to me. Like this one's not too bad. This one's okay. You know, we have what feels like an aluminum bolster, wooden handle, micarta on this one, and then stainless steel liners. Blade steel's 14C 28N, so that's not that bad. I'm not sure the exact price on these because they don't put names on nothing. And when you try to look them up, you can't find them unless if you just go to the Amazon store that they have and search through their stuff. So that's what I'm gonna link down in the description. The action on this one, it's not bad, but it feels cheap. It does feel cheap. Like, a little bit of lock stick. You can hear the bearings. Oh, never mind. The blade's got some rattle in it. So it's solid in the open position, but so that means the pivot is a little bit too small for the blade. So, you know, it is what it is. It does have a deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws and good access to the lock bar. The flipper tab does work well. Thumb studs do work well, but it's, this one feels way better than that one over there. So that shows me that there is a quality control problem. Yeah, this one has a tiny bit as well, but nowhere near as bad as that one as far as the pivot lash. So, I mean, it's okay. You know, if it's a $20 knife and you're getting 14C in these materials, it's not bad. But if it's more than 20, maybe 25 bucks, I would say that that's a stretch. This next one. Now, this next one is a thumb stud knife in D2 steel, crossbar lock. The thumb studs feel a little low, and then the crossbar's a little difficult to get. They're just barely anything poking out, and it's just this little slippery nub. So I'm not liking the disengagement or the action. Don't like these thumb studs. I know they seem like normal thumb studs. It might be somewhat of the placement, but they feel a little small. Ergos are meh. You know, it's got a deep carry clip that's inset with flat screws, which is good, but I feel the corner of it, which isn't bad though. I'm not trying to beat them up. You know, I know it's only a $20 knife, but I'll tell you this, come 2026, man, I'm gonna be a lot more critical on knives than I have been. We just see so many, and I don't mean, I love that there's so many knives. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is so many knives that they don't need to be, right? Whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it in this video. You guys get what I'm saying. But yeah, personally for me, I would say, you know, it's got some up and down, no side to side. It's just not something I personally would recommend with all the knives out there today. And between 20 and 30 bucks, there's some pretty damn good knives. And to be honest, I like Flissa's multi-tools. For example, I think I got one right behind me. I love this thing. I use this thing literally like every day. It's a quality, you know, set of, or a multi-tool set for like 25 bucks. This is actually really, really good. I've used the hell out of this thing. So let me show you the blade. Now, I don't use the blade very much, but because I usually have a pocket knife, but I want to show you one more, which this is the one that's really aggravating to me. This one is the one that angers me because this thing has so much potential. So much potential, but then they had to ruin it. And I mean, absolutely ruin it to the point that it makes me feel a type of way. So we have a front flipper with jimping, and it would have been great jimping if it wasn't slippery, which that's not even my issue, but we need better jimping, especially if you're going to do a proper front flipper. Great front flipper, great size, great width, great everything. Like, this would have been an amazing front flipper. Just needed a little bit sharper jimping. But the biggest problem I have is this: no access to the lock bar. It is, I don't know how they made this and then grabbed it and said, yeah, that's good, right? I don't know how they did it, because I fight to disengage this knife and it drives me nuts. Like, it literally makes me angry. I don't understand how other people don't get mad at this, trying to squeeze your fat finger in between two little tiny little things to push a damn lock bar over. I can't stand that. So that, to me, it just is an absolute deal breaker. And look at all this. They had an inset clip with flat screws, not reversible. Is it T8s? No. But there was a lot of, there's a couple things they could have done better. They could have put a good choil in here, access to the lock bar, made it T8s. This thing would be an outstanding knife. What blade steel is it? D2. Put some 14C on here. Man, this would have been a very recommendable knife from me, because the build quality is there, especially if it's a $25 knife. But when you make lock bar access this stupid, yeah, to me that's just, it's such a huge miss. Like, to me, it's so easy to not miss these little details. And for knife companies out there, you gotta watch some knife reviews, man. You gotta watch some knife reviews and just hear what the people that use and carry the knives are saying. It's the little details. In today's market, there are so many knives, so many badass knives, so many budget knives, so many mid-range knives. Every type of knife you could imagine is out there right now. It is the best time to be into knives, because you have the most choices, the most variety in everything, from handle materials to blade materials to geometry to this, that. When I first joined, it was nearly impossible, and this was only like 7 years ago. It was nearly impossible to find a thinly ground, deep hollow ground blade. Like, it was almost unheard of. And when you seen it, it was like a unicorn, because that's the way it was, like they hadn't made like so many versions. Now we see 10,000 variations of everything. So considering that, your competition is higher, right? That means your work has to be serious to be in the realm, or to even be considered in the realm of other knives, or with other knives. Like, as far as me recommending them, or anybody recommending them, or anybody choosing to buy them or whatever, you got too much competition out there to skip the little details, right? It's the little details that matter, right? And if you can hit those little details, well, then now all of a sudden your knife is at least on par with maybe some of the other ones. But there's no possible way I could recommend a knife to anybody that skips out on the things that other budget companies that are around the same price, and if they are more expensive, it's by a couple dollars. So in many cases, I would do that. Like, if it was a $25 knife and there was a better one for $35, I'd say don't buy the $25, buy the $30, $35 knife. Like, yes, it's $10 more, but it's going to be money well spent. So basically, knife companies, you guys got your work cut out for you. But to be fair, it's not that difficult. It really isn't. We're talking about things that just make it better for the user, right? Is the ease of sharpening, right? Do you want your knife sharpened? Do you expect the people that buy your knives to sharpen them? Because that shows, right? That shows whether you care or you don't care. When I get a knife and it has a smile already from the factory, you didn't consider me sharpening this. Was this a knife or was this a toy? Because if it's a knife, That means that it's intended to be sharpened. But where's the room for me to sharpen it, right? I'm gonna destroy, look, it's already all messed up back here, right? You see how the bevel makes a little smile right there? That's gonna get 10 times worse the first time I sharpen it. And it's gonna make it difficult for me to sharpen all the way back to the heel of the edge. Basically, my edge will start from like here forward because it'll be so difficult to hit back here. You know, you gotta be able to show that you thought about the action, right? Deeply. Like, okay, well, it's good action, but what about the jimping? Was the jimping good? Was it well done? Is it just adequate, or is it good? Is it great? Now, with this expensive, I can't stand this damn lock bar. I don't know why I keep opening this thing. Yeah, man, lock bar access, clips, how do the clips work? Do they have flat screws? Are they button screws, TA hardware? You know, the materials used, the lockup, lock stick, pivot lash, detent lash. Oh, we got detent lash too. Look at that, we got detent lash too. Of course we do. Of course we do. Why wouldn't we have detent lash? This one, the tip comes out on this one. Okay, so this one, another thing is once I sharpen this a couple times, the tip's gonna poke me when I go. Yeah, it's gonna take like, oh yeah, right there. So literally, once my sharpening leads to that high up on the blade, so you could say a few sharpenings, you know, once the tip is like right here, it's gonna start poking out of the handle. Those are details, like I said, if you don't consider them, that's what the user's gonna run into. So, Flissa, you gotta do better. You gotta do better, Flissa. I hope that companies, you know, I'm not trying to drag companies. I actually, you know, like I said, I like their multi-tools. I really do. But they just gotta, you know, you gotta try to compete. You got a very, very big competition out there. So there's no room for this type of stuff in 2025. This is something I would have expected to see 10 years ago. And, you know, even then it would have probably still been unacceptable. These are gas station knives at best. And I don't think Flissa is trying to be that, but they are that. So, you know, I guess, you know what, I shouldn't even say that. The name on the clip says everything. That's all you need to know. Is there a big name on the clip? That typically means stay away from me, don't buy me. That's what that means. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows if you see a big old brand on a clip, especially if it's a clip that looks like one of these, that looks like, you know, just a budget clip, you already know. That means stay the hell away. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to beat them up, but when every single knife has an issue, every single one, like that's not even like 1 out of 4. That's 4 out of 4 had an issue. And like, not like a little tiny, oh, I'm just nitpicking issue, serious issues. So anyways, there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Till next time, peace.